Coach, it felt like almost a game of two halves there where you kind of hung with them and absorbed their best shot and then just turned on the afterburners after half-time and really upped the ante. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, I think absorbing their pressure in the first quarter was something we kind of talked about. Like they've been pretty elite at creating turnovers. You just watched that Tassie game the other night, and Tassie were good enough to hang with them. But again, we have turned the 12 turnovers and something similar to what they did the other night. We might have got back a little bit better, but I thought we were in a good position at halftime. Not sure what happened on the last play. I didn't see it. I was still in the locker room. But we made a couple of shots there with Milt, and obviously they cancelled one. But I thought limit the turnovers, limit the fast break possessions. Can we do a little bit better with Sobey and Foxy coming downhill? And then, I thought once we did that job and, we get fast break points, it's a team that pressures you, but if you have a chance to go by them, there are some points at the rim, and Tyson was a big part of, that tonight, and a few little adjustments to our press break that, helped as well, and Finn getting down the floor and doing some things. But, I thought Tyson and Finn were just, monsters tonight. They were great.
You mentioned that half-time, or just before half-time, the Milton kind of Hail Mary heave from behind half-court. We were all sitting there watching it as well, going, what exactly is going on here? Did you get an answer about why it was cancelled? Did you not get it off before the shot clock? Or?
Oh, I'm assuming that's what happened, yeah. All I heard late was, hey, there's 7 seconds on the clock, you better get back out there, and I ran and didn't make it, so, So, one of those things. Coaches did a great job, that's why you have assistant coaches, right? And they did a great job, and from what I heard, we got a steal and a layup, so well done to them.
And I guess this rivalry, with South East Melbourne, it just seems like it felt almost inevitable by midway through that third quarter that here comes Melbourne, they've won it and they're coming home. Do you get that feeling? Do you go, hey, here we go now, we're going to kick here? Yeah,
I really stopped looking at the scoreboard in the second half, and I looked up and I was like, oh damn, we're 18 up, kind of thing. I was just kind of riding every possession a little bit, and we got back to playing defense tonight, and probably should have held them in the 70s somewhere and let a few points go in the last minute. But that was the focus of the group, to celebrate each other's success. I didn't think we lost a little bit of that in Illawarra, and just looking at our bench, we weren't active enough for each other, and I thought we got back to celebrating each other, and we got back to, Barlow did a great job with the scout, and I thought we stuck to it, and our rules were good, and we competed on the board still. That's been a problem for us with offensive boards with this team, but John Brown is he's a problem down there.
Tyson, it looked like that's probably that first half was as much heat in a game as United's had this year in terms of both sides going at it, lots of turnovers, lots of bash and crash. How did you sort of feel on the night in terms of the competitiveness of the game early on?
It was definitely physical. We knew they were going to come out very aggressive, so we just had to try to take care of the ball as best as we could. Just try to get into our offense quick. But it was good. Dean challenged me before the game. He told me I was going to play some longer stretches, so just trying to, go as hard as I can, play defense, and just stay aggressive.
So you come out with 24, 6 and 6. Do you react well to those challenges when the coach says, hey, puts it on you?
Reese kind of told me to keep shooting from the beginning of the game, so just staying aggressive, staying in that mindset. It's good. It's good.
Felt like Finn Delaney was really important for you, particularly in the first half. As a connector, as they kind of came up the floor, he seemed to be the outlet for you guys. Is that planned? Like Finn was to get up to make sure that you had that pressure release?
Finn can do everything. So, whatever you need Finn to do, he does it. And then he just was a great relief guy today, so he could bring up the ball, and then we can initiate our offense quicker with him. He's a great screener. He knows what to do once he gets the ball in the mid-post. So, he's a great thing to have.
Tyson, are you ready for the assistance of Shea Ely next week? How important is he going to be to the team?
Yeah, I just told Shea on the bench today I missed him. I'm very excited to have him back. Just another guy who could really heat the ball up, and then now I can really go as hard as I can, for 2 or 3 minutes, knowing he's coming in to do the same thing. So I'm very excited for it.
Have you had to take a bit of a backward step, I suppose, from intensity given that he's been out?
No.
In terms of the physicality, you asked for a more physical team, Dean. How did you see Jesse Edwards go? He really put a marker out there on those Phoenix players.
Yeah, there's a lot of grabbing and holding kind of tonight, and I know the referees can't call everything. I thought they managed the game, pretty well. And if it's not restrictive of what's going on, we can all argue about different calls and stuff. But we're trying to get this league to a point where, we want a physicality, we want that style of Aussie basketball, and I think everyone's still kind of adjusting to it, referees and teams and stuff. So, I thought, they're just trying to not let him run straight into a screen and get separation, and they're finding ways to do that. And so, this league's so good, and the coaches are so good. You keep moving through different games, and everyone's got counters for what you're doing right now. And so, there's a real chess match going on in the league right now. And that style, that pressure, you don't see that every game from every team, and you don't see McGee every night. You got these different challenges in the league, and it's a lot of fun right now.
How were you able to I suppose, halt their full court press? They were pretty intense in that first half, but you seemed once you broke them, they couldn't continue with it.
Yeah, they're so connected with everybody to try and deny and put pressure on. It's a difficult challenge to do that and protect the rim as well. So I just thought the decisions that we made once we got past the front line of it, in attacking the rim or making an extra pitch out, I thought we were pretty solid in those decisions. I don't think we had too many turnovers in that area, and we were far more effective in the percentages that we scored it at once we got past the front line.
Team, what worked for you defensively in the second half? I mean, they've 63 points on the board through 3.5 quarters. What did you come out with after half time you found worked for you?
I didn't think we changed anything too much. We thought there was, 3 or 4 adjustments, end out, side out, how we guarded the on ball a little bit better. I just thought our physicality at the rim, once they did come downhill, Fab and Jesse were both great in protecting the rim. And then, Finn and KB, I thought, playing on Hunter and we really getting out aggressive and showing, and we just stopped the ball coming downhill a little bit more, and we were able to absorb the roll and, challenge John Brown to just kind of make some decisions around the elbow and things like that. So, I thought we just stuck with our scout way better.
How does the decision to put Chris back in the starting lineup play out? You said to us on Wednesday night it was going to be maybe another game. Did you tap him on the shoulder? Does he come to you? How does that sort of play out to give you that little bit of a spark?
No, I thought probably before the Wollongong game that was where I was going to make that decision, and he's like, no, let's just keep rolling, he wanted other guys to continue to stay confident, and Tanner's been so good, and I thought he came in and had a really good impact, tonight as well. So, that's him. But I knew he knew it was a big game. I knew he's always got up for, for this rivalry of throwdowns, and he really enjoys the challenge. So, I thought he was great tonight.
Sorry, guys, just one more. Dean, we've spoken before about reintegrating guys, and obviously players that play heavy minutes, and you've got Shea to come back in, and you've obviously got this stacked backcourt. I mean, it's a good challenge to have, but give us an idea of how you go into that.
Yeah, he's not guaranteed to play yet. Like he was pretty close. He needs a really good full week of practice, and then so that's what he needs right now. And so the challenge of this week, we got 7 days before we play again, is how many great practices that we can have that are at a level that gets him ready to play. And if he still is not at the end of the week, we'll roll without him. But that's where I'll put it to these guys to say, hey, when it's time to really go in this week, we'll really get up to speed. We've got Brisbane coming in. They've got some bodies back. They're a good basketball team. We want to shout out our fans that turned up tonight, and then to member appreciation next week. And so I'm sure that every one of those fans would love to have Shaylee back to see him play that game.